Hello my friends. In 2019, the Syria Civilian Protection Act passed against the Syrian regime, marking a significant step toward holding the Syrian regime accountable for its crimes against detainees and its brutal violation against the Syrian people. Well, the law dealt a severe blow to the regime, draining its economic resources and isolating it from the international community, pushing it to the brink of collapse. The Caesar Act named after two individuals, one of whom was known by the alias Caesar, a pseudonym for a former Syrian military photographer. Caesar defected from Assad regime in 2014, and he leaked 55,000 photos of 11,000 prisoners who had been killed under torture. He worked alongside another individual known by the pseudonym Sami, and those photos displayed in US Senate chambers, sparking a global outrage at the time. In an exclusive interview with Asharq Al-Awsat, a newspaper in Paris, Sami revealed his true identity and name as Osama Othman, a Syrian human rights activist and the current chairman of the Caesar-fired group organization. Before the Syrian revolution, he was working as a civil engineer, and his name associated with Caesar and smuggling photos of victims of torture in Syrian prisons. After the swift fall of the Syrian regime, many of its forces and officers fled abroad. Bashar al-Assad itself settled in Moscow, while many of those officers and elements of the regime remained hidden within Syria, as they couldn't escape. And the new government is striving to locate them, as they were accused of war crimes and are listed on international terrorism watchlists. Additionally, efforts are underway to communicate with countries harboring those individuals to secure their extradition to the new authorities. In the past, the Caesar Act represented hope for Syrians in achieving justice and holding those responsible for the crimes and violations accountable. However, circumstances have changed. Today, the law has become an obstacle for peace and justice and stability in the country. It has become a burden on the Syrian people. Today, Syria rises from the rubble. Detainees released and prisons have been closed. Refugees are returning back to their homelands and camps shutting their doors, signaling the end of a long chapter of suffering. Efforts to search for the remains of victims in mass graves have begun. The country is moving toward a hopeful future. Syria is not just a country coming back to life, but a country aspiring to be an active part of the free world. In the end, I just want to thank you guys for everything you did for the Syrian people. I want to thank Europe, America, and all world for everything they did for the Syrian people. And now, my friends, I want to ask you one last thing. You know, Caesar law was against the Syrian regime, and Syrian regime is no longer exist. So, the Caesar law now is against the Syrian people, and it need to be cancelled so the Syrian people start to rebuild the country again, and try to build a bright future for their children. So please raise your voice to demand to repeal this law. Thank you so much, Najem.